Good afternoon, everyone. This is Attorney Ahmad Yakzan from the American Dream Law Office, coming to you on a Thursday. I know I changed the days on you this week. Unfortunately, I don't know if you heard, but we had a huge storm in Florida that hit us pretty bad. My office and our first floor in the house actually got flooded. So what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to do this session today, both in English and in Arabic. So um, if you have any uh, questions or anything like that, please leave them in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to help you and answer your questions if you have any questions. I will also be announcing some things that are high off the press. Literally just came off the press. We just got the announcement. So if you could please tell your friends, if you have any friends from Lebanon, we have some big news today to share, and I will do that in a second. Um, Again, my name is Ahmad Yakzan from the American Dream Law Office. If you have any questions for us, email them to intake@americandreamlawoffice.com. You can also call us at 1-888-963-7326. And if you are trying to get in touch with us on WhatsApp, if you're outside the United States, the number is +1-727-301-9328. مرحبا، أنا المحامي أحمد يقظان من مكتب الحلم الأمريكي للمحاماة. ما تواخذونا اليوم، نحن ما قدرنا نتواصل معكم هيدي الجمعة إلا عن طريق الواتس، على طريق التيك توك أو السوشيال ميديا تاعينا، مشان كان عنا إعصار فما قدرت أطلع نهار الاثنين ونهار الأربعاء، فغيرنا نهار الخميس. رح أحكي معكم اليوم. إذا عندكم أسئلة، إذا بتريدوا حطوها. إذا بدكم تتواصلوا معنا، رقم المكتب 888-963-7326، أو إذا بدكم تتواصلوا معنا على الواتساب، رقم المكتب +1-727-301-9328. As I said earlier, we have some huge news from USCIS that literally just came out. The Department of Homeland Security announced that there is a new program for Lebanese citizens who have been in the United States since October 16th, which is yesterday. If you have any friends who are Lebanese and are in the United States, whether they have status or they don't have any status, we will be able to help them under this new program. If you The good thing is that you will be able to stay in the United States, and you will be able to get a work permit during the protection. They allow you to apply for a work permit, and they will allow you to stay in the United States until the protection is left. It's called deferred enforced departure, meaning it's not really like TPS. It's a different program. It's just a deferred action that they will not remove you from the United States, and they will not use that information that you put on the form to remove you from the United States. So if you're Lebanese and you're stuck without status and without a work permit in the United States, please call our office. Again, the number is 888-963-7326. عنا أخبار كتير حلوة لأحبابنا اللبنانية اللي متابعينا. المكتب هلا وصلنا من مكتب الهجرة USCIS إنه حيعطوا حماية للبنانية هون بأمريكا. إذا موجودين أنتم بأمريكا بلا وراء او بلا تصريح عمل، نحن بنقدر نقدم لكم على هيدي الحمايه الجديده اللي طلعت اليوم من 10 دقائق. طلع الانذار من عنا من دائره الهجره. فاذا انتم بتحبوا تتصلوا فينا، مثل ما عم اقول لكم، النمبر 888-963-7326. اذا بتقدروا تتصلوا فينا مشان نساعدكم. هيدي بتعطيكم حمايه، يعني ممنوع يطلعوكم من امريكا ولو حتى عندكم قرار ترحيل بالماضي، او وكمان بتعطيكم حق انه تشتغلوا بامريكا بلا بيعطيكم تصريح عمل مشان انتم تشتغلوا بامريكا. فاذا بتحبوا تتصلوا فينا مثل ما قلت، رقم المكتب 888-963-7326. If you have any questions, please don't leave any sensitive information on there, And please try to share our lives. We're on all social media platforms and on TikTok. So if you can share our live, I would really appreciate it. Thank you. um, and our goal for today is 500 hearts. If you guys always impress me, you go over and beyond what I asked. So if we can leave 500 hearts, I would really appreciate it. And if you can share the live on your social media platforms, I would really appreciate it, guys. We got a lot of questions this this week from our followers on social media and from people who call us with questions, and I'll be more than happy to answer some of them for you. The first question that I have is that um my wife is a green card holder, and she is trying to leave the country. She applied for a renewal of her green card, and the renewal hasn't come in yet. We have a trip to go overseas, and um, we don't know what to do. In the old days, we used to be able to just call and ask for an info pass appointment for our clients and be able to go to immigration and get a stamp and the passport for a person to leave and come back. And that stamp and the passport is actually a very good thing because it will allow you to leave the country. It's proof of your status. It will allow you to leave the country and come back into the United States, and you will not have any issues coming back into the United States. The problem is right now they don't allow you to schedule info passes without speaking to level 2 customer support anymore. So if you need to go in and get stamped from immigration, you're going to have a very, very good excuse for you to be able to get the InfoPass appointment. The one that usually works is employment. So if your employer is asking for proof of your legal status, usually they give it to you very quickly. However, if you do have plans to travel, you will also be able to get an info pass. But they might give you an appointment that's a little later than the next day. So you could still get the stamp in your passport, and that's what I tell people is that get the stamp. You'll be able to leave and come back into the United States if you are trying to travel, or if you need proof of your permanent residence for you to be able to get uh, a driver's license or an ID or anything like that. You will be able to get that just getting the stamp. Guys on TikTok, thank you so much. I think we can still hit 1,000. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We just hit 500. Um, so if you are trying to leave the country and your green card hasn't come in the mail, also if you apply for a renewal on it, you right now if you apply online, the U.S. government would send you um, a um, a receipt, and the receipt itself is an extension of your status, and you can also use that piece of paper along with your passport to actually leave the United States and come back. So um, there are options for you. Someone is asking me if I'm a lawyer. Absolutely, I am a lawyer. I've been doing immigration law for about 15 years now, and that's all we do in the United States and overseas. All we do is immigration law. So if you have any questions, I would really appreciate it. Actually, if you look, that's my two bar licenses are up in the background. If you haven't seen them. Okay, so the next question is for the person who's asking the question about the religious worker. I honestly cannot answer that without asking a lot of questions. So if you could call 888-963-7326 or go to our website to schedule an appointment with me, I would really appreciate it because I can't answer that question without getting more details. Please do not put any more details in there because I don't want any personal details to be put in a chat and people to know your personal details. So please don't do that. Call us at 888-963 and 7326 and schedule an appointment with me, and I'll be more than happy to speak to you about your question. Thank you. Okay. So the next question that I have, it says that a relative is being detained. He crossed the border. What are his options? Now, um, I always say if you can come illegal to the United States, that's the best way to come here, because if you come in an undocumented way, you are going to miss out on a lot of relief in court and outside of court, meaning that you're not going to be able to apply for a lot of things. Now, the biggest thing recently that got recently changed is, if you don't register with CBP on the CBP One app, you're not going to be able to actually apply for asylum in court or outside of court. So that's going to be one of the issues that you're going to have, is that if you actually come in an undocumented way into the United States, you're not going to be able to apply for asylum if you haven't done it through CBP One. I know the wait is really long, and there are a couple of lawsuits against this new rule, but as of now, that's exactly the issue that you're going to run into. If you come in an undocumented way, there's also your options, as I said, are very, very limited. So the one option that you have is applying for asylum. The second option that you have is, if you get married to a US citizen, you will be able to um, apply apply for a green card. But in order for you to adjust your status in the United States, you will have to leave the country and come back. There is a new program from President Biden that actually allows you to do it in a different way, do it here in the United States. But there are a lot of things that are um, there are a lot of things that are happening right now. There is a lawsuit against it. The program is not really, they're not really issuing work permits or anything under the program, and they're not doing the parole in place anymore. As of now, they're still accepting applications, but they're not adjudicating them. So the person who crosses the border will not be probably not be able to do anything for them here in the United States for now. um, what are the options that you have now? What's going to happen is that the government is going to have a credible fear interview with you, what's called a credible fear interview. The credible fear interview, the officer will see if you have any reason why you cannot go back to your country. And if you do have a credible fear, they will probably allow you to stay in the United States. They will release you, probably parole you into the United States. But as I said, your issue is going to be is whether you're going to be able to apply for asylum or not. If you actually come in through the CBP One and you are in detention, you can also ask for a bond. And a bond is just a guarantee that you're going to come back to your hearings down the road if you're placed in removal proceedings. So call so you need to apply for a bond. If you have the money to do it, that would be great. If you have a US sponsor to do it, that would be great. But you also have to appear for every single hearing in immigration court, or you're going to get deported in absentia. So make sure that if you get a bond, you actually don't violate it and show up to every single hearing that you have. After you're released, then you'll have a lot of options. You can call me, as I said, and we'll be able to discuss your options. I represent people in bond proceedings and removal proceedings. So if you have any sort of issues with immigration, or you came in an undocumented way, or you cross the border or anything like that, call me. And if you have a relative in detention, I do those all over the world. So if you have a relative in detention, the number is 888-963-7326, or go to our website and I'll be able to answer your questions then. All right, what's our next question? I missed my appointment at the court. What will happen to my case? Now, as I said earlier, that if you do miss your hearing in the court, you will be deported in what's called in absentia, meaning that they will actually remove you without you being there. Now, there are a lot of things that you can do. For example, if you didn't receive the notice to appear, you didn't receive a notice for the hearing that you had, then you're gonna have a way to reopen your removal proceedings, and you're gonna have a way to actually reopen them and see what you can apply for in removal proceedings if you have some sort of relief in removal proceedings. Um, but the best thing to do is to reopen the case that you have in front of the immigration judge, and then you will be able to actually go on the right track and be able to actually apply for whatever relief that you have in immigration court. There is also a way to do it, for example, for what's called um, uh, if your lawyer makes a mistake or something like that. It's called ineffective assistance of counsel. You can also reopen your case, but there are multiple steps to do that in front of the immigration court, and it's a little more complicated than just applying to reopen the case, and you have to file a bar complaint against your attorney and all of that stuff before you can actually file a motion to reopen for ineffective assistance. So make sure that you hire an attorney. If you're filing because your old attorney made a mistake, hire an attorney to walk you through how to do the motion to reopen. So if you miss a hearing, it's not really the kiss of death for your case. It really depends on what happened. The last thing I would say, that if you miss a hearing because you didn't change your address with immigration, then you will not be able to reopen your case in immigration court, and you're gonna have to do something to reopen your case, other than not getting the notice. So you have to tell the government that you're actually moving, and if you don't, that's going to be counted against you. All right, guys, I know I'm gonna be cutting it short here. Thank you so much for everything, for following us, and for the hearts. Call us call us at 888 if you have any questions about immigration. And if you want to reach us on WhatsApp, it's +1 727 301 9328. We'll be more than happy to help. And if you're Lebanese or you have friends who are Lebanese, please, please, please give them my number, because they just announced a new thing for Lebanese people, a new type of protection for them to stay in the country. So if you have any friends, uh, or or if you're Lebanese and you don't have any status, call us. We'll be able to get you some status and get you a work permit to stay in the United States. Thank you guys so much. I know I'm cutting it short. I have a couple of things to do, but I'll be more than happy to help. Call us, go on our website. We would really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, and I will see you next week.